friends. I am so happy to be here for Fresh Oil Sip and Chat, and I'm joined by two amazing ladies who I actually get to call friends. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you.
Hi, I'm Erica McBean, owner of McBean's Restaurant, and I'm so happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Wendy Jules, co-owner of Fleur de Lis Beauty and Aesthetics Medi Spa here in Brooklyn, New York.
You see, they made it seem like it was just a little thing, but they're actually Black business owners of amazing establishments, and I can't wait for them to tell you more about it. But before we get into that, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Fresh Oil. But as you guys know, every week we come and I am given the task to taste a new drink. So I'm going to try this out and we'll see how it goes, okay? Drum roll? No?
Oh.
It's different. It's not coffee, so I appreciate that. But we'll see how it goes. All right. So both of you have been a part of Fresh Oil, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I just want to really just tell the people a little bit about your Fresh Oil experience. I want them to know, like, what's your take? We'll start with you, Wendy. Go ahead.
Okay, so fresh oil for the first time for me was mind blowing because it was before COVID, obviously, and it was in the space, and it felt like you were walking into a Twilight Zone almost in a good way
Yeah.
because the energy in the room was so high that you literally felt God in the space. I felt the oil. Let's just say that.
I love that. I love that.
And it was such a great experience. It was my first time. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then the second time was during the pandemic, which I was a little like sad because I felt like, oh, we're not going to be able to be. But online, being in my bedroom, being there, it felt the same way.
Wow.
So having that experience on Zoom, which is not my favorite medium nowadays, but this is life. But I still felt the same way. So I can't wait to see like what the third one is gonna be like. It's gonna be mind blowing.
I love that.
Yeah.
She said she felt the oil.
I
Come
sure
on
did.
now.
I sure did. All over. All
Well,
over.
that's our goal. We want it to be drippy. What about you, Erica?
Yeah, last year was my first fresh oil, and I did not know what to expect. But like Wendy said, coming into the atmosphere, it was mind blowing.
Sure.
You felt immediately that God was in this space, and it was the most beautiful experience. Me and all of my children were there, and we all left changed.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
such a beautiful thing. It was an amazing experience, and I can't wait for the next one.
Oh, I'm so
Same,
excited.
same.
I mean, that blesses me that not neither one of you really said anything about the decor or even the love, but you really spoke about feeling the Father. And ultimately, that's what we want. We want people to come and leave here saying, I met with God. I got oily
Yes.
that weekend,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love that. So thank you guys for just being a part of it. And just for being here today.
Thank you.
So you guys are here because you're both business owners,
Mhm.
right? And I just totally adore both of your businesses.
Thank
So
you.
I want you to tell the people a little bit about what you do and what you own. Let's start with you, Erica.
Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm a restaurateur. Um, Previously the chef, I no longer cook.
But she can cook, guys.
I paid my dues. um, and so the business plan for my restaurant was home cooked meals. This is Brooklyn, New York. Every other block you can find 10 restaurants. And I wanted to create something that was literally out of my kitchen, your mom's kitchen, your grandma's kitchen. And I wanted to stay true to that home cooked feeling. When you ate, you didn't feel like, oh, I was eating mass production food, or they just cook it up in the restaurant. You should feel like I'm at home in my mom's house. And so everything that we do in that restaurant is done from scratch. It's done in house. And I take pride in being able to be in business for 12 years and continuously creating the same quality of food.
That's so good. But tell the people the name of your restaurant and
Mc-
where is it?
McBean's Restaurant, located at the corner of Glenwood and Flatbush, right at the corner. You can't miss it. Big red and white building, glass all around. We try to have an atmosphere of just warmth and welcome. You come in there, you'll hear worship. You'll feel, hopefully, the presence of God in that place, and the love should be in the food. So I welcome each and every one of you to come and enjoy some really good home cooked food at McBean's.
Awesome, awesome. My favorite is the fried rice, honestly, and the salmon, and the
Everything
red
is good.
velvet cake. And, okay,
Everything is so good in
everything
there.
is so
So it's
good.
so funny because your restaurant is up the street from my business.
Aw,
And on
yes.
lunch break, can you go to McBean's? Let me get a small.
Lunch
I love
special.
that.
So, and Erica helped me with my glass doors when we were doing
No
install. She gave me
way.
the contact, and we didn't even know. Like, I just randomly, we were talking, and she brought it up. And so, thank you so much.
You're
If I didn't thank you
welcome.
Look at
publicly
that.
for
Okay.
that. So I'm Wendy. I'm a registered nurse, a co-owner of Fleur de Lis Beauty and Aesthetics, with my sister Carla Nelson, who's also a registered nurse and licensed esthetician. That was a mouthful. But in any event, we decided to open up a spa to create a space for women of color in particular. Everyone, we're inclusive to everyone, but we saw there was a lacking of diversity in dermatology. And a lot of women who looked just like us were afraid to go get services because they wanted someone who looked like them to perform the services and who understood their skin, who understood their feeling, the culture, and not just for men, for women, just men as well. So Carla and I put our brains together. We gathered up all our resources, and we opened up this beautiful place. I'm bragging.
It is
This
beautiful.
beautiful space on Flatbush. It was so important for us to be in our neighborhood where we grew up, because everybody said, go to the city, go to Westchester. No, we wanted to represent, we wanted to be there for our people. You shouldn't have to take 3 trains and a bus to experience luxury. That should be in your
Yes.
backyard. It should be optional for you. So Carla and I offer, at Fleur de Lis, we offer a range of services: IV hydration, facials, laser, Botox, fillers, hair, nails, all things self-care. So we're at 1468 Flatbush Avenue, not too far from Erica's Space McBean's, and everyone is welcome to come get pampered.
I love that. I love that. I'm so excited for you. You know, I remember just the journey of you preparing this business and the prayers that went
Yeah.
forth.
Oh yeah.
And you opened like in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that. Talk to us about that. Like,
So opening in the middle of pandemic honestly was the biggest blessing that God could ever have offered to
Wow.
us, because right when we got so excited when we got the keys, we got the keys, we got construction, we got the coins together.
It's a big deal. The
We got
coins.
everything together,
Yeah.
and we had our plans, and then COVID happened. And I feel like at that point, God said, have a seat, take a minute, gather some more resources,
Wow.
restructure what you're presenting to everyone, because it gave Carla and I a chance to redesign everything. And every detail that went into it was prayed upon, right?
Yeah.
So everyone who walks into the space now, they feel the energy, they feel the love of God in there, I promise you. So the pandemic was great for us in that there was a lack. I think people paid more attention to needing self-care. You're in that Zoom camera, you're looking at that skin, you're like,
Yeah.
it's close.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yes, it looks
Yeah.
terrible. And or you're just noticing things that you didn't pay attention to before that needed to be addressed, or people just needed a relief
Yeah.
of I just need somewhere to decompress. I'm in the house all day. I mean, we opened up after, when the state allowed us to
Yeah.
open up, but the doors were just, we didn't even have furniture. People just wanted to come and release. And so
Yeah.
we were glad to have that space to cater to everyone who needed a little break from the kids, the Zoom school, the math, the science, all that stuff that the parents were
Yeah.
forced to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
or work. So it was a really great what's the word? Break. I
It's a
could break. Yeah.
Self-care moment.
Yeah, from day-to-day
Yeah.
activities. Yeah.
And I think that's so important. Let's talk about self-care. What does self-care look like for you, Erica?
Going to the park in the morning with the word in my ear, walking and just meditating on the word of God in that fresh air. For the most part, that's what it is. I don't do too much of the spa stuff, which I know I need to. But mentally, that was life changing for me because, yes, the pandemic was no joke. And
Oh, yeah.
in the midst of it, I was going through some serious personal stuff. So, yeah, my mental clarity was necessary.
Yeah.
And it was the physical activity. And it wasn't much, just many times I called you when I was at the park doing my thing. Just that woosah was necessary and just literally filling up day and night on God. Just
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Spending time
That's good.
in His
That's good.
presence.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-care for me is a pause. A pause to disconnect from reality.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as businesswomen, we all know that we're thinking, even when we're not moving, that brain, it takes so much to silence it.
Yeah.
And to be able to create a regimen to give yourself a break. Because like everything else, if you overuse it, it'll burn out,
Yeah.
right? And what good are you if you are burnt out? So you have to take moments, whether it could be a facial, but it could just be having a seat and just having a drink or calling a friend or just taking 5, doing some breathing. So it doesn't have to be like super duper luxurious. It just has to be tailored to what you need at the moment.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It has to be intentional.
Yeah.
I think
it has
you have
be
to
intentional.
plan for it. You know, I love the spa. Like that's a thing for me. Like
We're
I
still
love,
waiting for you.
I know. Don't tell the people that. I've been there. I've sent a lot of people though.
No, I know.
have.
Yeah,
Everyone else has
yeah,
time but
yeah.
me. And I remember I had a spa visit, and I think I called you
Yeah.
shortly after,
Yeah.
like on the verge of tears. Like
Yeah.
I did a facial, guys, and they messed up my face, and
Yeah.
it was a whole thing. So tell me, why is it so important? One, to go to an establishment that understands your skin versus just going anywhere that says, "Hey, we do facials."
Well, in particular with black skin, the damage takes so much to correct in terms of hyperpigmentation. So you want to be placed in the hands of someone who understands the what can be used on your skin. You know, what type of acids, what type of regimens can be placed on your skin in particular, as opposed to a one size fit all regimen. So with myself and my sister, we definitely take time to assess. What's your lifestyle? What are your allergies? Did you change environments? What's your water like? You know, there's so many. What's your intake? What's your stress level? There's so many things that it's just not regular skincare. There's so much involved. I always tell everybody, your skin will tell your sins. I love when people come and lie to me and say they wore sunscreen and they didn't, because I can tell.
We need to make you an usher at the church. You need to greet the people.
You know, so you definitely seek it. That's your largest organ.
Yeah.
So everything is going to show up, whether you are dehydrated, whether you're tired, you're stressed, you have your sugar levels are not right, you know, if you have allergies. So all of that is on there. So you want to be with someone who has studied you, who has studied the prototype. So when you come in and you say, this is what I'm feeling, and you could put 2 and 2 together. I remember I had a client who's telling, she had these like really dark patches on her face. And I was like, have you checked your sugar? Have you checked your A1C? She was like, no. She went and checked it and she found out she's pre-diabetic.
Wow.
Right? So yes, you came in for a service, but then we're able to curtail a long-term problem, you know, by making minor adjustments. So those things are super duper important to know. The person who's treating you looks just like you.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So that promise, I'm coming.
I'm waiting.
Yes,
I'm waiting for you.
I do get my drips.
Yes,
You didn't
yes.
say anything
Oh,
about the
yes,
drip.
yes, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you've gotten your
I
drips.
get my vitamin
yes,
drips,
you
but
do.
I do need to come in and take care of that.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to talk to, because I'm sure we have some people who are listening that are saying, hey, all this is great, but maybe I want to start a business. And as a Black woman, how do I go about doing that? Is it the vision? Is it the plan? Is it surrounding yourself with the right people? What are some things that you can say just to help someone on that journey?
For me, my vision for a restaurant took place almost 10 years before I even had the keys to the door. And it literally was just a dream and being passionate about cooking. And one of the things I started doing right in my apartment was start coming up with my a homemade business plan. No college, no none of that, just trying to, you know, it was important for me to have some type of guidelines as when I do have this restaurant, what I want it to be. And I tell people, you know, a lot of times you'll hear people, they want to start a business and they'll say, oh, but I don't have the finances. That's usually the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I said, spend time doing the things that you can control, whether that is, if you need to get education about the business that you're doing, then spend, without the money, spend time trying to invest in that.
Okay.
If there's, for me, I went to a lot of the city classes. The city give a lot of free business classes. I took a lot of them, and in the process of doing that, I learned a lot, because there's always people who know something more than you do that can lead you to this, that can lead you to that. And so while I was doing that, doing all of the free business classes that the city had to offer, I was also busy creating recipes, because the intention was the food should taste the same on year 1 as it does year 30. And it doesn't matter who cooks it, it needs to be consistent. So I spent 10 years it took me to come up with some of these recipes. And when the time was right, I mean, the dream was always there, and I didn't know where the money was going to come from, but I never stopped praying. I never stopped dreaming. And one day, God just started opening doors, and that's another story, but it's supernatural doors. Now, it doesn't always go that way, but I wouldn't waste none of my energy focusing on things that I can't control.
Good.
When you take a step, the Lord will lead you in the right direction. He will always put the right people, the right situation, the right circumstances in your way to open that next door. But don't ever get stuck in the same place saying, well, this is the reason why I can't move. There's always something you can do to get started. And the most important thing is to start.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The most important thing is to start. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
I think for me, setting the intention in the beginning. Also, for us, our motto was we have to solve a problem. The problem was the lack of diversity in skincare. Okay, so then how do we take that to the next level? Honestly, customer service. Every man or woman who walks into our space has become our family. It's a cousin, So coming into Fleur de Lis has to feel like you're coming to your cousin's house. We loved going to our cousin's house as kids, right?
That's true.
So when Carla and I thought about Fleur de Lis, we wanted it to be a beautiful space. We wanted it to serve a population that was underserved. We wanted everyone to feel like whether you spent $3, whether you spent $3,000, that you felt like money every single time you came in there. You felt valued, because so many places that we go and experience as women and men of color, they don't treat us great, and we still give them their money. You go buy some of these high brand name shoes, pinching your toes, right? They're expensive. Nobody's thinking about my feet. So that was it. And honestly, prayer, fasting, more prayer, more fasting, a little bit of crying, a couple of anxiety and meltdowns and breakdowns.
Sounds like a recipe.
Yeah, so it's just like, build a business and they will come. We didn't worry about money. We knew it was coming. My sister's motto is, there's money in these streets. We just have to get our hands on it. And once we set the intention, we told our family, because the banks didn't want anything to do with us. We've been turned away 1,000 times. 1,000 no's, you'll get 1 yes. Right? So we just kept on being persistent. And that's how we came about. And this is going to be the first of many businesses to come. But it's hard in the beginning. But once it's done, you want to do more. It's like you go
just want to add to what Wendy said. And I think it's the basis of both of our business. Please don't start a business because of the money.
Oh, no.
It is the worst.
No.
It is a recipe for disaster.
It is.
You have to be sure that this is something you are extremely passionate about. If it is the last thing you have to do in life, that's the thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because when hard times come, that is the type of passion and drive that's going to push you through. There's nothing easy about business, but when you're doing it because it's your passion, it's your gift, it's your dream, it becomes easy. As hard as it is, it becomes easy. And God will always, sustain you through it, but don't do it for money. Like Wendy said, the money will come, but you need to be passionate. I can't tell you how many mornings I got up with pain in every part of my body, crying, but you still got to go.
Yes, God.
You still got to go and put in that 16-hour day and then come back and do it again 2 years in a row, 7 days a week, no rest.
Yeah.
So it's the passion.
You have to be passionate.
It's the passion, and also just finding your ministry within what you're doing.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Because a lot of times people separate church, people separate spirituality with business. It's not separate, it's intertwined. Because I have women who come and sit with me, and it started out as me talking about your skin, and now I'm like, and so what he did, girl, and I'm trying to help them map out, a solution to a problem that presented itself. And now we're ending up in crying. Sometimes we pray, sometimes we hug, so it's deeper than just skin, because you're addressing people's emotional issues as well. So you have to care, because if you don't care, then it's just like, let me get this $300-400 next. Now you become McDonald's. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but it's not fast. It's you have to take your time with everybody that you come in contact with. Customer service will take you to the next level.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
When you say that, how important is community when it comes to building your business?
One of the thing about the West Indian community, they're loyal.
Oh yeah.
They are, they don't get enough credit for how loyal they are. They will ride with you until all the wheels fall off if they love what you do. But they're a little rough around the edges. And it is the reason why sometimes you go into establishments and you get the harsh customer service, because I guess because of our culture and our upbringing, sometimes that's a little, and it's something that, other than, being consistent with my recipes, it was something that was very important to me, because I visited so many restaurants before I had my own, and like Wendy said, the customer service can be harsh. It breaks your heart how they treat each other. And one of the things that I spend a lot of time with my employees is talking about just being of service, and they're not being respected, because a lot of times people will come in, they see them working in a restaurant, for some reason they believe they're not educated or whatever the case is. But I'm like, do not take that on, because you don't know what those people are going through. And just a smile, a how are you, a hello, and the thing that I said about them being loyal, it's the same customers almost on a regular basis. So you get to know them. You get to know them, but they're very loyal, and without them, I wouldn't be in business. They will stick with you. And we're very grateful for that.
Community for me is important, because they'll put you on. They'll let you know what's happening in the neighborhood, what's coming. And the word of mouth. They're the ones who, before Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all the stuff, they're the ones who are saying, did you try so-and-so? Try it on this date. When you go there, ask for this person. Tell them I sent you, and so the word travels. So the community really just gives you that foundation and supports you, and they'll protect your business. I remember when they were building something next, they're still in construction, people will come to me, I'm an attorney, are they making too much noise? Do you need this? Do you need that? And so, because when you would never think, or police officers that stop by that says, there was some activity in the neighborhood, just be very careful with people and that's hanging around the business. So everybody always driving by and checking their hawk, y'all good? So it feels really, really good to get to know your neighbors, the people that support you, and it makes your heart so full. Even on the days that you don't have a lot to give, that is enough to keep you filled.
I love that. I love that. I think community can make or break you, and sometimes we don't realize that. That one experience can really hurt you, or it can help build your business. And that's why I think customer service is so important, even in church. We call it the ushers per se, but that warm embrace, that smile, all that can really make or break your ministry. So I think that's so important.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're.
I'm here because when I walked in I don't remember her name, I wish I did, but the way she greeted me, I felt like I was coming home. And I had terrible experience with other places that I've been where they just didn't care, But the fact that this woman, she asked me, are you good? Are you okay? Like, I was just like, who, me? You care about me? And I was having such a rough week. So I always tell people, if you want love, come here.
Yeah.
They're gonna
yeah.
give it to you at the door,
Yeah.
and then you get more when you get up to the front.
That's true.
And she's talking about Purpose Life Church.
Yes. Purpose Life Church. Come.
But that's what we want, even with the Fresh All experience.
Yeah.
We really want women to walk in and feel loved, to feel special, to feel like, wow, you guys did this for me, and to feel oily. Oily.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. We're gonna wrap up. I just want to ask you guys a question. You're both beautiful women, right? Yes,
Thank
you're
you.
gorgeous, I must say. And you both started a business. Is there anything that you would tell a woman who's looking to do this to beware of before she starts? Like the do's and the don'ts, or just tell us the don'ts.
I'm Haitian.
Uh-oh.
And from a cultural standpoint, my
Mhm.
mother always says, don't talk too much about what you're about to do. Just start doing it. Keep your head down and do what you have to do, because sometimes people like to put their ceiling over your head.
Wow.
And they'll kill your dream before you even have it.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me before. Way before Carla and I went to business. When I was like 16, I wanted to be an event planner. And because I love entertaining people, right? And people like, nobody's going to care about that. No one's going to pay for that. And if I look back, I would have been like $1 million celebrity planner now,
Yeah,
But maybe that wasn't my walk, But people will put their ceiling over your head because of what they've experienced or what they can't do. So it's better to just like write it down, say a prayer, and just start shaking and baking. And then no one will ever believe until they start seeing movements. And then you'll see people, I know somebody who could do this. I know somebody who could do that. So don't be so open with what you're about to say, and feel your gut. Like this thing right here doesn't lie. When you feel people, you feel their energy, their vibe, whatever you want to call it. If it doesn't give you the green light to talk about it, don't. Right? You have to be in touch with yourself, and just don't talk. just don't talk.
Just shake and bake.
Shake and bake. Shake and bake. Keep it moving, and believe in yourself. Because a lot of times people are going to tell you, no, it's not possible. So many people.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah, some people, well, where are you going to get the money from? Girl, please, Flatbush. Yeah. Nobody's going to come. And then you're like, you know what, maybe they're not going to come. And maybe, and then.
Start to doubt yourself.
And then they open it up. They do it themselves. That's crazy.
They stole your dream.
Yeah. So in all of it, just really be quiet about what you're doing. Talk to God. Tell God what you want it to look like. And once things start happening, then you could be selective with whom and what you're saying.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
To piggyback on that, your vision for whatever it is you're trying to do is your vision. You're the only one with it. So, and I know sometimes we get so excited that you want to share it with other people, but you will never be able to verbalize it the way you see it or the way God show it to you. And so that's why that is important for you to incubate and keep it close to your chest.
Yeah.
And one of the scariest thing that will happen when you're about to start a business, especially if it's going to be a successful business, you will be the most fearful you've ever been in life.
Oh, yeah.
The fear, the anxiety, the nervousness, am I doing the right thing? The doubts, it will come. My thing is, now that I'm on the other side, you need to ride that wave. The scarier it is, know you're on the right track. And continue, just remind yourself of that vision. As long as the Lord put peace in your heart with it, it's something you're doing, your purpose is in it, don't stop.
Yeah.
Don't let the fear stop you. The fear should be fuel, because the devil is trying to stop it. He only tries to stop the stuff that's important.
That's true.
Yes. So just ride that wave.
Yeah. Totally.
Think of it and just go for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good.
And you will never be able to explain your vision the way you saw it.
Never. That's very true.
So the whole reason why you're explaining it to people is because you want somebody to agree with you, and they can only agree to a point.
And sometimes you just need to experience it.
Yes.
And not see it. You don't need to see
Just
it.
walk into things.
Yeah, I want you to
practice.
experience
Yeah.
it because let's say you go blind. You
Yeah.
know how it, well, that's not a good example, but
We don't want blind people. We
yeah,
don't want
blind.
blind people.
But you people remember how they feel,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
once you experience that, you experience the vision, that will last a lot longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like fresh oil. We
Yeah.
can talk about it all we want.
Oh,
But
ladies
until
and
you come
gents,
in
you
and
got to
experience
come.
it,
Yeah.
Well, just
you'll
ladies.
never
You'll
understand.
never understand. It's a great way to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
And
you
end it with
guys.
it.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Let's toast, So here's to community.
Girl boss.
Fresh oil.
Fresh oil. Yay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Try this again. Okay, so what am I drinking?
You are drinking passion fruit black iced tea.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not sure if I'll buy it, but I'll enjoy this one.
It's a moment.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you all for tuning in. Please go ahead and register at thisisfreshoil.com. It's going to be amazing, and we can't wait to see you there. God bless you.